Hello everyone and welcome to this new video on Theme Park Tycoon 2. In this video I will be speed building or just in general building a boat slide. And to be specific about that, it's the Harikiri boat slide from manufacturer Van Ekdam, who makes mostly water slide attractions for water parks, but this is an attraction type they made for theme parks, and these rides only appear in Europe from what I saw of locations where they are. Just so like Toverland has one, has some, Bobbejaanland has some, the now bankrupt and closed Valkenier had one. But there is also a bigger park which has this attraction type, and that is Thorpe Park. Hansa Park also has one, and that's mainly the reason why I am building this one, because I wanted to recreate the Schwoerdes Kanon. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but yeah, it is my second favorite roller coaster. My first one being Town, but yeah, this is the main reason why I am building the slide, and I thought maybe it's also good for a video, so here it is. This slide was actually really fun to create. I think I was more sliding down it than building it when the slide parts were done. And when people saw it, they were sliding too. It was really funny to see how much enjoyment it could bring to people. And yeah, that's the main reason why I made it a blueprint that you can use. It's just really funny because we also found out something new about theme park, and that is that the ice physics work in this game, but only when you're in a ragdoll state. And what we found out about the ragdoll state is that you can enter it via a TNT or a cannon. So yeah, you need those unlocked before you can use this slide, actually build a slide, but yeah, you do not leave ragdoll state until you have come to a complete standstill. So when you're so now that you know that, you can also make your slides, and you can just make them as long as possible, because people can, I think, not exit the ragdoll state. I have not tested that, but it's just really funny to maybe troll with that. So yeah, what I also noticed is people trying to recreate this, not really recreate, but using this to make their own slides, and that's perfectly fine because everyone can make what they want. But yeah, if you want this specific model, just go to the description and copy the right IDs. I have been trying to get a creator platform for the Theme Park Tycoon 2 workshop, and I have submitted a build because that's the only requirement I am missing to have one of my blueprint designs on the website. But that's still waiting review. And I do not know when I can expect it to maybe be made public, because your build can still be refused and you don't know why, so yeah, but I am waiting for it to be made public, and I'm expecting it to be around Christmas, so it could be a very great Christmas gift if it was made public, because then I can also make my builds public faster for you guys to use, and maybe put my old builds on there too, and maybe also completely finish my wild mouth because that's still missing some catwalks and stairs, and that could not be put in one blueprint like most of my builds, and that's a bit annoying. But yeah, this divide design also costs me 3 of my blueprint spots, so I don't know how long I can keep up with this, because it is that you can only make so many ride designs public with a ride. So there are limitations, and you cannot go over those limitations. So yeah, and yeah, it's a bit sad, I find, but you need to live with that, and I'm okay with it for now. It's just like the file size, but I've never reached that file size, or have not even come close reaching that file size. But yeah, that's maybe an issue for the future me, and not now. But yeah, what actually took so long, actually took really long to put this video up for you guys, because in the meantime Planet Coaster 2 came out, and for me it's the 17th of November. It's almost 2 weeks ago since that game released, and I've just been busy building that building Planet Coaster 2. I've not that many hours in, it's only 12 or so, because I still have school and stuff, and I may also have gotten a little bit addicted to fish. It's just fun to fish, because I am not motivated to build or anything at that moment, but it's finished now, and I'm really happy with that. But my only problem is I do not know what to build next, because I had an idea to make and also make a little speed build of that, but there has been a little mistake, a little problem with that, because I was building the layout of Conan, and I do not think it will fit on this plot size, and I know that the plot size has been expanded like half a year ago, but it's still not enough to build Carnon. Carnon is a massive coaster, and I cannot build it on the plot. It's a little bit frustrating for me, but now I think that I need to put that project aside, because it cannot be completed. And with my other recreation I've been doing, Taron, with a friend of mine, we have a problem of not having enough footage for spots, and we don't want to start on the rock work because that's a nightmare. But it's something we have to go through at a point. And we're also not that motivated at the moment. Maybe later in the future, because we have asked someone who recently went to Fantasyland to make pictures, but we haven't gotten the pictures yet, so we also need to wait on that, and that also may take a while to get. So yeah, that's maybe something you can expect from me in the future, a Taiwan showcase, or maybe just a public opening date. But yeah, what I also have planned for this channel is I recently made a control panel. It's like a controller for playing a game, and this control panel is compatible with Ride Sims on Ride Ops Roblox and Ride Ops, the ride operating game on Steam. I do not have that game because it doesn't have any roller coasters in it, so that's my setback. And no limits too. And I was actually planning to make some videos with me having the control panel in my hands in the frame, and Ride Ops open, and also more news about Ride-Ops is that they are currently thinking on putting Hyperion online first from Energylandia because the licensing cannot go is not going really well with making it public, so they're still waiting on that. And in the meantime, they thought let's think if we can put Hyperion from Energylandia up earlier. And yeah, that's what I think they're doing right now. And they're also making Hyperia from Thorpe Park right now, and I think that will gain them a lot of players when the game is finally made public. So yeah, and I was just thinking of maybe making some videos with the control panel in the screen. So yeah, that's that little bit. And yeah, now I don't know what to say anymore, if I am completely being honest. But I think we'll go back to the video on what we're seeing right now. And what I'm doing now is I'm making the launch platform of this ride. And this was actually a little bit painful because this was built the day the update where I made my first update video from went public, and the selection mechanism completely broke, so you could barely connect teleporters, and you could not put things in the sequencer, but luckily that got fixed. So you can do it now. It's completely fine working right now. So that was a little bit of a problem, but yeah, what you can expect from this blueprint is that the lights are completely working, and they are completely sequenced, they completely work fine. So you can do a little race with your friends, and to do that I do not recommend you to jump into the hole of the cannon, because we found out that if you actually just walk on a specific spot on the back of the cannon, you also get fired up and do the slide. So yeah. And yeah, but yeah, what you see now is that the cannon is on a layer of rolls, and what those rolls actually do is if you press a button they get tilted upwards, which roll your boat down. And there are actually two ways to do this. One is that those rolls that you press the button yourself, and the other way is that a ride operator presses the button for you, so you do it, and that's actually more reliable to race with your friends because they all go simultaneously. And yeah, that is good to race, I guess. But yeah, the support structure I am building right now is mainly based on the slide from Hansa Park itself. That was my main reference for this. I also used the Big Bang water slide in Bobbejaanland because that was just a little bit better to see how many hills there were on the slide, and that's the only reason I used it. And yeah, that's basically everything for that right now. The support structure itself is a little bit bigger than that from Hansa Park because it just goes down a little bit more, because the one from Hansa Park is built on a little hill, and because the slide ending ends in a little valley. It's a really tiny valley, really close near Karnan. It's actually insane. But yeah, speaking of Hansa Park, you have heard my problems with the kind of recreation, but what I wanted to say for Hansa Park was that you really need to visit the park. It's really a really good park. It's a little bit small, but it's really good. I have recently been there, and what I would say is do not look up any POVs of rides because they have such a unique lineup. What I mean with that is that every big roller coaster in the park has a little bit of a surprise for you, and yeah, that's the only thing I can say, because is just such a unique park, and you probably won't find it anywhere else on the planet. So it's definitely worth visiting. What you're thinking me doing right now is sports. I was thinking on and the first wave first, yeah, that's why I built that, and it was not great in my eyes. And yeah, that's the reason why I jumped to a support structure that follows the slide and then a few supports uh, underneath it, because it still needs to be held up at some point. So yeah, that's that. And um, it was at this point where Planet Coaster 2 actually came out, and I have built it in it. I almost finished the first campaign, and I was like, this is not worth making a video on. And I think I'd rather stick with making theme park content, because that's still the game where I always come back, even when I'm bored, to make some ridiculous roller coasters. And speaking of that, I actually had a few other projects, now that I'm thinking of it, that I was thinking on making a video on, but then at the end I did not, because um, I couldn't find anything else going with it. I was making a 4D coaster, but that is really hard. And if you want to recreate the layout of X2, Dynaconda, or yeah, I don't know what the other one is called. I think it's Ijnaika. Um, those are the only three 4D coasters from what the concept was from aerodynamics. And yeah, I was making that, and it is harder than I thought it would be. And I don't know if I want to make a video of it now. And another idea I had was making an Intamin hydraulic launch coaster, like Superman in Warner Brothers Australia, the park with DC Drive type coaster. Because I really like that top hat and the support structure of it, but that also turned out to be it's not really hard because I made the layout, but I don't know if I can do anything with it, and I am actually not really satisfied with the layout right now. And I also have another project which I think I mentioned in the previous video, I'm not sure, but I'm making a train station for my Vekoma boomerang, because I was thinking of actually making it a complete park with everything I have there right now, and that also means a little bit of refurbishment for some rides, like the triple launch or the multi-pass launch, and it also needs like one more coaster, and then that could be made into a park, and maybe that's good for a series, because you can see my old builds and just look at me fixing those. So if you would like to see that, I would really hear it from you guys, because I do not know what to put up next after this. Maybe I'll finish the station building, or maybe I just find something else just randomly and make a video of that. But your input would really help me. What I also have planned is with showcase still, but I am waiting for Gabe or the Epic Dev to finish that little showcase of his. So yeah, that's that. And for the rest, I do not have really anything to tell. The only thing I can do is now just do a little bit more thing of it, because now I'm just toying around with the ice physics, and you can see you can go really far with it. So yeah, that's just a little bit of proof that the ice physics really work. If it's not with the ice physics, you just barely make it to the second shape of the catch unit. And yeah, maybe what also could lower the item count, I'm thinking by now, is just making those fans with less items, because this fence has a lot of items, and maybe that's not good for the item count, but it looks good, and I don't know. um, but yeah, you can see what I had told before. People just do the slide because it's really fun. So if you build it and people visit your park, they will stick around by the slide because it's just so amazing. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I can't tell anything else about it because I think it's just one of my favorite rides I've built so far, and yeah, I think it's not my finest work, but it's good enough to be put online, and I don't know how to improve this design. So uh, yeah, what I'm doing now is I am making the walkway up, and this walkway is also inspired. It's not completely been the same as the one from Hansa Park, but it's inspired from the one in Hansa Park because yeah, I also could have just made a stairway parallel to the slide that just goes down with stairs or no stair. But yeah, I do not think stairs is the best way to go up. I just made a little slope, so it's maybe also less effort to go up, and you get not tired that fast. So yeah, this was also a little pain to make because of the way it is done, because there was a roof above and I couldn't zoom out that far to make it, so I needed to stay on this, and every time I fell I would try to build further, but at the moment I was annoyed by the limitation of the view. I just got back, teleported with the teleporter I placed, and yeah. Um, this is one variation of the slide of this design. I forgot to mention at the start because Toverland has one enclosed one with a little helix in that. And yeah, I could make that, but yeah, I don't need to say anything about the item count because I think that slide will count in for the 2 slides on that side because there are only 3 slides. But yeah, this is basically everything I have to say. I see that my video almost ended. I'll probably make a cinematic at the end. I have not made one yet, but it will maybe come. I'll see what I'll do about it, and maybe you'll see it on the Theme Park Tycoon 2 workshop when I finally get my permission to upload there more frequently, and then you'll see other things pop up as well, and then you don't need to always go back to my description of the video to copy and paste it, because then you just have the Theme Park Tycoon 2 workshop, and I would be really glad if that could be made possible, because it's also not easier for you guys but also easier for me. And with that, I would like you all for watching this video. The ride IDs will be of this slide will be at the end, and I'll guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.